afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Luella Chan, and it is an honor to be your host for today. Please rise for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. Please remain standing for the Philippine National Anthem. In this very important day of the upcoming 72nd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China, we would like to hear from the man at the heart of the embassy of the People's Republic of China to the Philippines. He is China's current ambassador to the Philippines. He has worked with China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs for 30 years with profound experience. Let us all give a warm welcome to China's ambassador to the Philippines, His Excellency Huang Xilian.
Your Excellency Secretary of Foreign Affairs Teodoro Locsin Jr., distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to have you online to celebrate the 72nd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. At the outset, I wish to, on behalf of the Chinese Embassy, extend my warm welcome and sincere greetings to all the distinguished guests and friends who have shown care and support for China's development and China-Philippines relations. This year is of historic significance to China's national rejuvenation. We have celebrated the centenary of the Communist Party of China. Over the past year, in the face of profound global challenges and a pandemic unseen in a century, the CPC has led the Chinese people in standing firmly on the right side of history and the progressive side of mankind. China has upheld the people-centered philosophy of development, while the final 98.99 million impoverished rural residents all lifted out of poverty. Absolute poverty across the country has been eliminated with a view to realizing people's aspirations for a better life. China has grounded its efforts in the new stage of development, a new pattern of high-quality development. During the first half of 2021, China's GDP increased by 12.7% from the same period last year. The Chinese people have been enjoying an enhanced sense of fulfillment, happiness, and security. China has promoted global solidarity in the fight against COVID-19. China has been working with the international community to fight against the virus. As of late July 2021, China has offered more than 300 billion face masks, 3.7 billion PPEs, and 4.8 billion testing kits to over 200 countries. China has also provided more than 1 billion doses vaccines to developing countries in need, the largest sum in the world. In the meanwhile, China attaches significance to international scientific cooperation on origins tracings and firmly opposes attempts to politicize this issue. China has remained committed to promoting international fairness and justice by pursuing openness, inclusiveness, and win-win cooperation. China has taken the lead in practicing true multilateralism, upholding the UN-centered international system, and upholding non-interference in international affairs as a basic norm governing international relations. China has always maintained that regional disputes should be addressed through dialogue and consultation, and plays a constructive role in settling such disputes. Ladies and gentlemen, last August, President Xi Jinping and President Duterte had a constructive phone conversation, charting a new course for China-Philippine relations. And we are glad to see that under the guidance of our two leaders, cooperation in various fields between the two countries has been further deepened, bringing tangible benefits to the two peoples. Robust anti-epidemic cooperation has been carried on. Last year, at the height of China's battle against COVID-19, the Philippine government and people from all walks of life provided valued support to China. China has also extended every help and support to the Philippines by promptly providing well-needed medical supplies and vaccines to the Philippines. To date, nearly 40 million doses of Chinese vaccine have been delivered to this country. Meanwhile, China and the Philippines have joined hands to safeguard solidarity and cooperation in promoting science-based origin tracing. Practical cooperation has made remarkable progress. The synergies between the Belt and Road Initiative and the Build program have made significant progress. 13 government-to-government and projects have been launched and completed, while more projects are being implemented. In the first half of this year, our bilateral trade in goods topped $37.5 billion, up by 53.5% year-on-year, and China's direct non-financial investments in the Philippines increased by 2.3 times. China has become the Philippines' second largest export market, while remaining its largest trading partner and largest source of imports. Friendly exchanges have become even closer. As close neighbors, China and the Philippines have been committed to managing differences, enhancing mutual trust, and exploring practical cooperation through friendly dialogues and consultations. This year, we have launched the Manila Forum for Philippines-China Relations and the Award for Promoting Philippines-China Understanding, so as to provide new platforms to strengthen people-to-people bond and promote our friendship. As the Philippines saying goes, a broom is sturdy because its strands are tightly bound. The steady growth of China-Philippines relations could not have been achieved without the support of our Filipino friends and the Chinese communities in the Philippines. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all of you for your hard work and valuable contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, China is now opening a new chapter of national progress and rejuvenation on the new journey towards fully building a modern socialist country. We will stay committed to strengthening solidarity and cooperation with the Philippines along the path of common development to create an even brighter future for our two peoples. To conclude, I wish China and the Philippines prosperity and well-being, and wish the China-Philippines friendship flourish and last forever. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the inspiring words, Ambassador Huang Xilian. Now, let's hear from an equally hardworking diplomat. He served as a lawyer by profession and a journalist by trade, as he holds a Master of Laws from Harvard Law School, which brought him many contributions to the United Nations press and Philippine media. Let us all welcome Secretary of the Foreign Affairs, Republic of the Philippines, Teodoro Locsin Jr.
Ambassador Wang Zilian, friends in the Chinese community, ladies and gentlemen. It brings me great joy and honor to convey my warmest greetings on the occasion of the 72nd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. China, on its 72nd year, is a story of a singular purpose realized, the great rejuvenation of a nation that had endured much tribulation during the Qing dynasty. It started with the Opium Wars to stop the addiction, slavery, and misery of the Chinese people by drug-dealing European powers. At the same time, the Taiping Rebellion broke out and was put down at the cost of 20 million lives. Thus started China's century of humiliation. What followed was unbelievably even worse: invasion and occupation by foreign powers, the last and most cruel, that of fascist Japan. At the same time, a civil war of continental scale broke out, ending only with the victory of the Chinese Communist Party in a devastated country of continental proportions. For over 1,000 years, China had been the leading country in the world in terms of wealth, security, and the well-being of hundreds of millions of people. It is also the pinnacle of art and manners and civilization. I echo President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's congratulatory message for China in achieving its first centenary goal, that of a moderately prosperous society. This was Chinese modesty, hiding its brightening light under a bushel. I dare go farther and say that China has in fact far exceeded that goal. It has lifted over 800 million people out of poverty and become the second biggest economy in the world, if not the biggest by the time it is done with this pandemic. It has achieved the feat impossible to emulate. It has closed the wealth and power gap with the West. It is reshaping the global economic system towards greater equity and prosperity. No, it is not challenging the West. That might be too modest a goal. It is running a marathon, but not in competition with the West. It is running against its own limitations to break through them and exceed them. It is racing against its past and even against its present to win an even brighter future, where the same rising tide raises all boats, big and small, rich and poor, along the length of the Belt and Road it is building, across the most hitherto neglected parts of the world. It has not kept its economic progress to itself. It does not believe in beggaring thy neighbor. In Chinese fashion, it believes that wealth is not gained by impoverishing others, but in helping making them rich and therefore mutually profitable partners in progress. The Philippines knows this well. China is consistently one of our top trading and investment partners. It is a trusted supporter of the President's Build, Build, Build infrastructure program, exemplified by the recent completion of the Estrella Pantaleon Bridge project under a Chinese grant. In the darkness brought on by COVID, China lit the first light of hope by being the first to help. It gave crucial medical equipment and supplies, shared invaluable insights of its medical teams, donated 2 million doses of vaccines, and facilitated procurement of the same. To date, it has made available 30.5 million doses. It was this early and continuous supply of vaccines that started our vaccination rollout. No doubt it saved countless lives. Our humble donation in Wuhan last year was reciprocated 1,000-fold. As we restart the Philippine economy in these hard and uncertain times, we can count on China to accelerate our recovery. China's great rejuvenation cannot be separated from the Chinese Communist Party, which celebrated its 100th anniversary this year. 100 years going through the massacre in Shanghai that sent the nascent Red Army on its long march to glory and ultimately to victory over imperialism and fascism. I recall Chinese President Xi Jinping's declaration at the party's 19th Congress. The Chinese nation is a great nation. It has been through hardships and adversity, but remains indomitable. The Chinese people are a great people. They are industrious and brave, and they never pause in the pursuit of progress. The Communist Party of China is a great party. It has the courage to fight and the mettle to win. The wheels of history roll on. The tides of the times are vast and mighty. History looks kindly on those with resolve, with drive and ambition, and with plenty of guts. It won't wait for the hesitant, the apathetic, or those shy of a challenge. That is a lesson we would be wise to heed. On this auspicious occasion, may I invite everyone to join me in a toast to the good health and continued success of President Xi Jinping and Premier Li Keqiang, for the happiness and well-being of the Chinese people, to the enduring friendship between the Philippines and China. Mabuhay Kanpei.
Thank you for your words of wisdom, Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. Every October 1st is China's National Day that commemorates the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949 since Mao Zedong's official declaration. National Day is celebrated in Golden Week, in which we celebrate hereby. National Day has always been in the hearts of every Chinese. Let's watch our official video that contains the progression of the span of events, news, and inspiring stories happening in China and the Philippines.
面建成小康社会，一个也不能少。
I convey my sincere gratitude to the Chinese people and the government of China for this gesture of friendship and solidarity, the hallmark of Philippine-China partnership.
China is ready to deepen friendship and mutual trust with the Philippines and keep bilateral relations on the right track to achieve peace and long-term development.
What a journey! Very, very inspiring indeed. And now, to kickstart our entertainment, we've got an outstanding dance performance with music used for this year's Communist Party. The song Wanjiang is sung by a famous Chinese singer, Li Yugang. Wanjiang was used to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Communist Party of China. This song expresses national pride and the strong friendship among people amidst facing the epidemic trials. This expresses patriotism and honor to one's nation. This will be performed by professional dance artists that started in 2010 with an enormous passion in performing arts and entertainment. Let's all give a virtual round of applause to the Filipino-Chinese Theater Dance Company.
且一觉日月悠长。画大地，只画一隅山芋和牧羊。观万古，上下5000年，天地供养。为炎黄，心坦荡，一身到四方。浮流光，一砖一瓦，岁月尽红香。叹枯荣，一花一木，悲喜尽沧桑。横八荒，九州一色，心中的故乡。为华夏绽锋芒，道路在盛放。红日升在东方，七大道满霞光。我何其心神与你怀，诚意满血流淌。南同当不共享，听力极乐极量。无国万疆一人爱，千年不灭的信仰。浮流光，一砖一瓦，岁月尽红墙。叹枯荣，一花一木，悲喜尽沧桑。横八荒，九州一色，心中的故乡。为华夏绽锋芒，道路在盛放。红日升在东方，七大道满霞光。我何其心生与你怀，诚意满血流淌。南同当不共享，听力极乐极量。无国万疆一人爱，千年不灭的信仰。红日升在东方，七大道满霞光。
Thank you for that very, very beautiful performance, Filipino Chinese Theater Dance Company. But right now, allow me to introduce another magnificent performance. Friends, the song 朋友 is a globally known song by Zhou Huajian that held the record as one of the top 20 Chinese songs on the global Chinese music chart. A portion of the lyrics says, 一句话，一辈子，一生情，一杯酒. These 4 short words pertain to precious friendship in life. And this song also represents the long-standing friendship between China and the Philippines. The common voice of China and the Philippines reflects the needs of the times in China and the Philippines to continuously join hands to build a closer partnership in the new era. The performer who will sing the song was hailed as the grand champion of GMA7's singing competition, Protege. She is also a regular performer on Party Filipinas and guest on Sunday All-Star. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give a warm round of applause to Kriza Neri.
"这些年，一个人，风也过，雨也走。 Sa lahat ng luha, lagi kang may kasama. Sa gitna ng ulan, karamay mo ako, kaibigan sa tatahakin mong daan. Di kita iiwan, di ka na mag-iisa, kaibigan. 朋友一生一起走，那舍得的不tayo ating pagkakaibigan, di magbabago kailanman. 朋友不曾孤单过，一生朋友你会懂。kahit na makalayo, andito ka sa aking puso. Sa lahat ng luha, lagi kang may kasama. Sa gitna ng ulan, karamay mo ako, kaibigan sa tatahakin mong daan. Di kita iiwan, di ka na mag-iisa, kaibigan. 朋友一生一起走，那舍得的不tayo ating pagkakaibigan, di magbabago kailanman. 朋友不曾孤单过，一生朋友你会懂。kahit na makalayo, andito ka sa aking puso. tayo ating pagkakaibigan, di magbabago kailanman.朋友不曾孤单过，一生朋友你会懂。kahit na makalayo, andito ka sa aking puso. 一起玩一辈子的kaibigan, kahit kailan.
What a powerful and spectacular voice, Kriza. I'm sure our guests enjoyed your performance. Now, last but not the least in our string of incredible entertainment today is an act of different sounds that you may hear in a shared tone. A band with instrumental composers has collaborated to bring a music piece to our beloved Chinese and Filipino friends. The inspiring story behind this music also came from the Communist Party earlier this year. 星辰大海 was sung by Huang Xiaoyun this January. On May 30, 2021, the lyrics were adapted and relaunched by the People's Daily, and it became the theme song for the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Communist Party of China. Its core message is passionate blood together across the sea of stars. 穿越山海，从不懈怠，永远都心怀期待。2021 marks the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Communist Party of China. And speaking of the things to look forward to, Did you know that the Tianwen-1 successfully landed on Mars and Tianzhou-R successfully docked with the Tianhe core module? We are very proud of this good news about China's aerospace. And we are sure that more great news is about to come. So now Chinese instruments are being played by our Filipino friends and a local vocalist to perform this national piece. Let's celebrate with our next performer. Good luck, Hot Pot!
心中一颗恒星，叫我不停往前行。It's my dream, it's magic， 梦想征服前进，扮演成长，并非一切的赌。穿越险海，送给血爱，永远都心怀期待。所有的坎坷所谓，就被风吹进尘埃，不再回来。接近城墙，你走来，跨越的世界沿海。陪着星光，全力看看，祈愿不畏山高，蜿蜒长廊，并视着这世界。跨越深海，热血热爱，激荡在竞争时代。所有的坎坷所谓，就被风吹进尘埃，不再回来。接近战场，你走来，跨越过世界沿海。永远都心怀期待，所有的坎坷所谓，就被风吹进尘埃，不再回来。接近城墙，你走来，跨越个世界沿海。却自身热是澎湃，有几种不幸徘徊，不曾徘徊。我向你奔赴而来，跨越个世界沿海。我心中炽热的恒星，背叛我勇敢前行。
Thank you. Good luck, Hot Pot. On behalf of the Chinese Embassy Manila, to all our VIPs and attendees, your sincerest presence and acknowledgement of this very important day is very much appreciated. Your solid relationships with both countries truly made our dreams become bigger and better. A virtual round of applause to all of you. And last but not the least, may we call everyone on Zoom for a photo opportunity with the presence of Ambassador Huang Xilian. With very profound gratitude, I am Luella Chan, your host for today. Thank you so much once again for attending our event. And don't forget to follow the Chinese Embassy Manila's Facebook page for future updates. Have a great evening ahead. 谢谢大家。